Hello and welcome to your Newsmax Now update. I'm John Bachman. Economic concerns are growing ahead of a potential default on U.S. debt obligations, and now leaders from all over the world are looking to Washington to find a solution. But the government shutdown continues as the debt limit approaches. But there may have been a minor breakthrough today. According to staff members from John Boehner's office, the Speaker of the House called President Obama to try and work things out.
I want to have a conversation. I'm not drawing any lines in the sand. It's time for us to just sit down and resolve our differences.
We believe deeply that Obamacare is already saving lives and will save many more in the future, but we're willing to work with Republicans to change it if they think they can make it better. We want to do that.
Meanwhile, overseas, China, America's largest creditor, is calling on the U.S. to resolve the political stalemate in order to protect its investments and avoid hurting the global economy. Also in Washington, protesters gathered outside the Supreme Court today, urging Supreme Court justices to shoot down a case that would allow more money into political campaigns. The court heard arguments today in a case brought by Alabama businessman Sean McClutchan. The Republican activist wants the justices to overturn current limits on campaign contributions, arguing it violates free speech.
Being able to spread your political message is extremely important, and it's fundamental. That's why it's the First Amendment.
Right now, $123,200 is the maximum an individual can give to federal candidates, party committees, or political action committees within one election cycle. If the court sides with McClutchan, one person could spend more than $3 million in one election cycle. But supporters of campaign finance limits believe that would open the door to corruption. We'll all have to stay tuned on this. The court is not expected to render its decision until sometime next year. And it has now been 1 year since a young girl was nearly assassinated by the Taliban for supporting education rights for girls in Afghanistan. Malala Yousafzai gained worldwide attention while she recovered in a London hospital earlier this year, and she says her determination to stand up for women's rights today is stronger than ever before. She's also considered one of the frontrunners to win this year's Nobel Peace Prize. And more Nobel news now. Two physicists win the prize for discovering the so-called God particle earlier this year. That discovery, made by Peter Higgs of Britain and Francois Englert of Belgium, helps explain the creation of mass. Higgs came up with a theory in the 1960s, but it was not until last year that a team of researchers were able to prove the tiny God particle actually existed. And scientists say the universe might have never formed if it weren't for that particle, also known as Higgs boson. Cool stuff there. Coming up next on your Newsmax Now update, Congresswoman Lynn Jenkins joins us for a Newsmax exclusive, and she fires back at Democrats about claims they are making during this shutdown. And with just 2 weeks to go before the U.S. reaches its debt limit, is Washington any closer to a deal? Plus, see new images of the damage left behind after severe weather rips through the East Coast next.
Attention hip implant patients. Are you in constant pain? Have you received a letter from your doctor about your implant? Have you had or need a revision surgery? Do you have high levels of metal, chromium, or cobalt in your blood? Over 90,000 hip implant devices have been recalled due to defects and failures resulting in revision or replacement surgery. If you have a recalled hip implant, you may be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Call 800-460-0920 to see if your implant is affected by the recalls. If you or a loved one has a defective or recalled hip implant, you may be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Call 800-460-0920. That's 800-460-0920. Protect your legal rights today. Call 800-460-0920.
This is an advertisement, not valid in all states. Paid non-attorney spokesperson. iLawsuit.com is an advertising group that represents lawyers advertising their services and is a free matching service for consumers. It is not a law firm or lawyer referral service.
Attention. Do you have a motorized wheelchair or scooter that needs repairs? Now there's a Medicare and private insurance benefit that may cover these repairs. You need to call the experts at the Precision Repair Network. We're the specialists in repairing all makes and models of motorized wheelchairs and scooters. Call us 24/7. We'll come to you anywhere in the United States. We'll even give you a loaner to use if necessary. And your repairs may be covered by Medicare or your private insurance, so there's little or no out-of-pocket cost to you. If your motorized wheelchair or scooter needs repairs and you don't know where to go for help, call our special hotline right now. Learn how you can get door-to-door service on your repairs at little or no cost to you. Call 800-978-4813, 800-978-4813, 800-978-4813, 800-978-4813.
Are you worried about not having enough money to retire? Finally, there's a retirement solution designed to address the damage that the government spending policies and the Federal Reserve have inflicted on the value of the dollar. Introducing the Heritage Advantage IRA, the new gold and silver-backed retirement account from Heritage Gold Group. Don't let the declining value of the dollar put your retirement in jeopardy. The Heritage Advantage IRA puts retirement savers back in control with physical gold and silver combined with the tax advantages of an IRA. Call 855-GOLD-IRA to request your free, no-obligation Heritage Advantage IRA kit. Inside, you'll find information about how to buy physical gold and silver with your existing IRA or 401k. No additional investment required. Call 855-GOLD-IRA for your free Advantage IRA kit. Don't wait. Plans for new regulations may eliminate rules allowing you to buy gold and silver with your existing IRA or 401k. Call 855-GOLD-IRA. That's 855-465-3472.
And welcome back. Severe weather caused power outages and uprooted trees along the East Coast Monday. The Washington, D.C. metro area saw some of the worst of the weather, but fortunately no buildings were severely damaged. Also in New Jersey, about 1,400 people lost power when that same storm system moved through that area. Well, Democrats continue to try and call out Republicans and force House Speaker John Boehner to call a vote on a so-called clean CR. Both sides already agreed on spending levels for a funding bill that passed the Senate. But Congresswoman Lynn Jenkins disputed that claim during this Newsmax exclusive.
Absolutely not, because we still are running deficits. The House passed a budget that balances in 10 years. And what we would like to do is sit down and have a discussion with the Senate, whose budget, again, never balanced, about how we can get to balance.
And this has been your Newsmax Now update for October 8th. For more exclusive interviews and content, stay with Newsmax TV and Newsmax.com. I'm John Bachman. Take care.